Hey, I'm Steph.
And I'm Meg.
And you're listening to the Slowly Stitched podcast where we talk all things conscious fashion.
You're tuned into episode 13, The Fashion Afterlife. In this episode today, we're looking at what really happens to our clothes after they're made. We'll dive into how long they last, what ways that we can use them and care for them, and also the growing culture between repair, resale, upcycling, and even rental.
We'll also be diving into our relationship with clothing and how it goes beyond trends, connecting to identity, creativity, and self-expression, and how upcycling isn't just good for the planet, but it can save money, push boundaries, and help us better value quality clothing.
It's not just Steph and I today.
It's not just
There is an incredible woman opposite us who looks insane. I can't wait to get into it. But we are so excited to have fashion redesigner, upcycling expert and influencer Rosette joining us to explore all of this. Welcome, Rosette.
Okay.
Welcome.
Excited to be here.
We are gassed. Like, gas doesn't even... Yeah, I'm just so excited to have you. And as you know, at the beginning of all our episodes, we jump into kind of what fits we're wearing today. So, Rosette, what's your fashion feeling today?
So my fashion feeling today is just giving like sporty, relaxed vibes. I've got a barbecue later, so I was trying to do like a multi-purpose. What can I wear here and there?
Love it.
Obviously I've thrifted this from Vinted, which is a little like off the shoulder number. And then I made this skirt, which is from old jeans basically. So a one of one. And then, yeah, just some Nike Dunks to put it all together.
Guys, I don't think you can see it. I hope the camera picks it up.
I'm going to zoom
this
in editing.
Skirt, please,
guys
Steph,
not killing me.
do a close up. This skirt, I've already said to Rosette, I said, if I steal these on the way home, I don't want to hear anything. It is gorgeous.
Go on,
like,
then.
it's so simple, but has like such big impact. Like, so are these all different pairs of jeans?
Yeah, just random pairs of jeans that I've just collated along the way. People like give me their old stuff, or I just like go to charity shops and then put them all together.
So you're just God's favourite. Some of us who just sit watching
no.
TV and here you are thrifting and upcycling jeans. I love it.
I'm trying.
Steph, what's your fashion
Why
feeling
do you
today?
always come to me? Do you know what? I'm allow you today.
You gave me the mic, so...
I did give you the mic. I feel like I knew that Rosette was going to come a little...
She was going to do
sporty.
trendy.
She was going to do trendy. And I knew that you was going to do denim because, of course, I've stalked your brand, which we will talk about a little bit later. But I was like, okay, I want to kind of have that element. So I've got these like black kind of washed out cargos.
Gorgeous.
They're not washed out because I bought them like this. They're washed out because of the washing machine. But I loved it. So I've kind of gone for this streetwear vibe, but I paired it with like a really structured blazer, kind of as like a juxtaposition between like super like classy, but also like super casual as well. Accessorized with this belt, which I can't remember where it's from.
Love.
Got my little new era cap on. And then, of course, I've got Stephanie J's on the shoes. I don't know if you guys can see, but that's my fashion feeling for today. What about you, Meg? I'm feeling real left out with the sunglasses. I clearly didn't get the memo, so
Oh, gosh. But you've got a
side-eyeing.
cap.
I do have a cap, but...
So you've accessorised a little bit
And the
different.
hair as well.
Exactly.
There's a lot going on.
And
All
look
right,
at her.
guys.
Don't
all right.
downplay
You
your
know what
look.
I mean? And then
mean-
she's here trying to say, oh, she feels left out. Oh, stop it. Behave yourself. My fashion feeling today is really alternative, which I'm really happy about. Like, one thing that this podcast has really made me do is step out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
Would I wear this down the street? No, but I would definitely now, because it was like, how would that make me feel? So I wanted something that was really experimental and something that played on lots of different textures. So I'm layering like a queen today. I have this like boho white skirt. Can't remember. I think it's from an Australian brand. It's one of my mum's, which I love, and I've been literally living in this in summer. You know, comfort over fits, because for me, I just want to be super relaxed. Then I've done the trend at the moment.
Yeah, love it.
With two shirts. These are from a charity shop, and I went for these two because I think the colours work really well together, which I love. And I even tried to wear it yesterday as a shirt, so I might do that in the winter and have the buttons a little bit asymmetrical, which I love. And then I'm wearing this leather jacket that has like I call it the baddie waistline, you know, the one that I don't know how to explain it, but you know which one I mean. Like
yeah.
it cuts at the right bit, you know, the baddie waistline. And then I've just put on these purpley pink shades. They're just from ASOS. Everyone thinks they're the Bottega ones. I'm thinking, no, guys, no.
They look nice.
But they just to kind of tie in all the colours. And then I've got these Doc Martin boots, which have been with me for ages. And yeah, I kind of like it. I don't know whether I should be in Reading Festival. I don't know if I should be on stage.
I was going to say,
East.
it's given like horse rider, but also need for speed.
It's a little bit of everything.
It's giving like, do you know what I mean?
Farmer
It's
as well, a little bit. Like, should I be on a bike?
like
should I
it.
be on a horse and carriage or a tractor?
It works.
I don't know.
It
I
works.
think all of them.
Yeah, but I love it.
All of
It's
them at
different.
once.
Like, it's really different, and I'm here for it. So that's what my fashion feeling is today, guys.
Gorgeous.
Amazing.
I just like how we're all doing very different
We
things.
are
but
doing
there's some
different
level
things,
of blend.
We were inspired by you.
Yeah.
Was it?
Aw,
Okay.
thanks, guys.
Didn't we say we did? Yeah, we said we
did.
really wanted to try and thrift from our wardrobes or local and find ways that we can experiment
Yeah,
because we knew that we had to practice what we preach.
exactly. And it's
So
made
thank
you
you.
push the boat out. So
Yeah, I'm here for it, mate.
We
I
love
can't
to
wait to
see
wear this
it.
down the street. Let people tap me, say, "Oh, I love what you're wearing."
Exactly.
Yeah, one of one.
One of one, thank
One
you.
of one. But that was amazing. Myths and truths.
Myths and truths.
Off you go.
Oh, am I starting?
Yeah,
Okay, great.
I'd love
So,
you to.
first one for you, Rosette. Upcycled clothes are poor quality. Is that a myth or is that a truth?
Big myth. Big myth. Yeah.
My next one for you is upcycled clothes look dated or DIY.
Do you know what?
Oh,
Majority myth,
okay.
but sometimes true. Not gonna lie.
No, I know what you
Majority
mean.
myth.
I know
Yeah,
what you
I
mean.
hear you though. Some is like,
There's
I
some
know
that
you
I'm
made
like,
that.
Yeah,
made
you're like,
that.
oh, skivered,
See the-
skivered DIY.
And then the final one is you need a sewing machine or technical skills to upcycle your clothes.
Myth.
Perfect.
I love it. And we know that is because obviously we had that whole conversation with you, which is not everyone needs it. There's all of these other ways, which we can't wait to get into.
Yeah.
So there's so much. And we just want to thank you first and foremost for coming on. We have been huge fans. I think when we spoke to you during the week, we'd said we'd followed you for some time. And again, there is nature of sustainable fashion, but then having the representation of people that look like you as well is really important. So thank you for being the queen that you are. For those listening who may not know you or may not know what you do, please could you introduce yourself and explain why you're so passionate about sustainable fashion?
Yes, I shall. I'm Rosette, also known as Thrift Queen Lola. So Lola's from my middle name, Dammy Lola, because people get confused.
Okay.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense. 'Cause I was like, where's this Lola coming from?
Just some alter ego like this.
I said, why did you pick that one? No, it makes so much sense.
So yeah, Dammy Lola, obviously. But yeah, I'm a fashion redesigner, as you said. So that basically means like reworking existing garments. And redesigning what's already been made rather than making from scratch. And that's basically to reduce the impact on the planet. So obviously in the industry, textile waste is insane. Globally, 92 million tons of textile waste is going to landfill. So it's a huge problem, and it's something that I learned about as I was getting more into like my fashion style and like learning about the industry. And I was like, oh, it's actually really messed up behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I kind of angled my creative outlet into, you know, tackling textile waste, solving a problem, but also making it cool and stylish and fun. So it's not like boring and like beige and like just horrid, basically, which is where like sustainable fashion was like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So yeah. That's me.
But absolutely right, Rosette. Like, absolutely. When you used to see like sustainable fashion, it kind of looked like Dauntless from Divergent, and that, you know, people lived in the sticks, and this is why we looked like nature as well. And that would often not represent people's personal styles. So I think you're right. It's come a long way, but I think it could be even better. So I'm glad you're around because, like we said, that's incredible.
Yeah. And I guess adding on to what you said, Meg, when you kind of think about upcycling or giving clothing like a second life, what does that mean to you personally? And how do you see that idea kind of shaping your work?
Oh, I like this question. Juicy. I think first and foremost, like buying secondhand is really important because I think we've already made a ton of clothes.
Yeah.
There's already so many clothes in circulation already. Like we don't need to buy new stuff necessarily.
Yeah.
Even if you go on Vinted and like you search on there or eBay, it's like there's tons and tons of stuff already out there. So you could search like a specific thing that you want that's like brand new and you'll probably find it secondhand. And I think it just means like giving them another lease of life. So someone else doesn't need that item for whatever reason. And it's like you can then reclaim that rather than it going to the bin and adding to the problem and adding to the, you know, the toxic waste that's building up in landfills. And then also in terms of like the upcycling side of things, I think I always love looking different. Like I don't want to look like everyone else. So if someone, like my worst fear is walking into an event, a room, and someone else is wearing the same thing, and I'm like, oh God, get me out of here.
Steph will tell you that is literally my worst nightmare.
Yeah,
Like,
so
feels
I
like
like to.
Spider-Man, like,
no, it's like who wore
Especially
it better?
if the other person looks better.
Yeah, what do you mean you look better?
It's tense. It's tense. Do you know what I mean? I find it so awkward. So I just like to look different and like also just add my own flair to things.
Yeah.
So I think upcycling makes you also like add your own creative element to your clothes. And I love clothes as a form of self-expression, obviously. So it's like, how can I put a twist on this? How can I make it more snatched to my figure or like, you know, put my own little spin on it? I think it makes it extra special.
And I think especially what you said around making it fit your figure. I think sometimes, like, what do we always say? Like, clothes should serve you, not the other way around.
Exactly.
And I think a big part of that actually is tailoring because it's like when things in the store are obviously made for
the generic
certain measurement.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
even that in itself,
certain body type.
Right, that in itself is actually quite a racist system because it's actually based on European measurements. And obviously we know that, like, if you're in the black community or just your personal colour in general, like,
Dimensions
the
are
dimensions are a little bit different, you know what I mean? You might have booty in the back and body in the front.
And a snatched waist.
Tell them again. Right, but it's like clothes don't often reflect that. So I think it is really important actually that if you really love your clothes and you love the piece and it fits into your life, your story and your self-expression, actually you will take the time to like, do you know, let me actually get this tailored.
Yeah, you want to feel good. Yeah, you want to feel like it fits you well and you feel like confident in the garment. Yeah.
No,
100%.
Both like gems, absolutely. I feel like you've mentioned this a little bit, but I do want to take us all the way back to the beginning. What first sparked your interest in reworking and upcycling? And was there a particular like moment or someone that sort of influenced that really lit that fire in you to kind of start?
Yeah, I think there were two key moments. So there was the Rana Plaza disaster in 2013, which was like, what the heck is happening in this fashion industry?
Yeah.
Obviously the collapse of the factory in Bangladesh, I believe. So that opened my eyes to like the unethical side of things. But then also I did a fashion foundation diploma in 2013. Oh, maybe it was the same year. So that opened my eyes into the different areas of fashion. So I didn't know what I wanted to like go into. So I did a bit of styling, a bit of like pattern making, a bit of knitting, a bit of like everything basically. And there was one key project which was called deconstruction and reconstruction. And I was like, this is it. We had to deconstruct a garment and then remake it into something completely different. And I was like, oh my God,
I'm home.
This is feeding my soul. Yeah. It was just such a cool like way of looking at fashion. And I was like, oh, I could do this. Like, this is a vibe. This could be a thing. And then that's kind of how I got into like the reworking and upcycling.
I love that. I love that.
Well, should we get into the
nitty gritty?
The nitty gritty.
Let's
Yeah.
get into it.
Let's get into the
into
real.
Come on, then. Give it to me.
So in the myths and truths, we were like kind of debunking the fact that you don't need a sewing machine or technical skills to actually be able to upcycle your clothes, which is great. However, for someone listening who's curious but might feel a little bit intimidated, where's the best place to start? What are some simple steps you think someone can take to kind of rework their clothes?
I think a good place to start is maybe like a simple alteration.
Yeah.
So like, don't think you need to redesign a garment completely. Like maybe start with a little hem that needs a bit of taking up or something small. So that could be done with like a hand sewing, like a hand needle, or you could do like safety pins if that's like a lot easier for you. Like something really small just to get you, you know, dip your toe in it. And then you can start to elevate and grow from there. And my go-to was always YouTube. There's so many good tutorials on there. I used to do some back in the day actually on Instagram, but I need to get back into that. But yeah, tutorials are really, really handy for like little upcycles and little alterations. I think that's a good place to start.
I love that.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I need to probably do that. I remember when my school trousers and you know those like ironing strips you can get to like make them shorter.
Yeah.
I used to think that was magic. I was like, oh my god, like my mum when she couldn't be bothered to
So
like sew, she'd be
good.
like, oh, it's just for today anyway.
I
Megan.
even
And she'd
forgot
just
about
do it.
those.
They were so. I was like, what kind of magician? Do you know what I mean? Because it doesn't look like it should hold.
Yeah,
but it
it's a
holds
quick
really well.
fix.
But it's such a quick thing, and I know you can get those like staples. What are
Yeah,
they?
those
called?
like stapling sewing machines.
Yeah, they like
hand...
you can
I've
held.
seen
Have you seen
that.
them?
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
don't know
if
how
you'd
good
know-
they are.
Yeah,
'Cause
I
I
do,
haven't
yeah.
tried them,
I was
but
going to
they
ask you
look
if you
quite
tried,
easy
'cause
to
they
use.
look great. I'm
Yeah,
thinking, okay, I can
I
be doing this
mean,
to everything.
something to try. Yeah,
So I might try that out. But I know, again, we've like debunked the idea that you don't need to have a sewing machine and there are quite easy ways. But we do know traditionally, like even in our cultures, that upcycling used to be a lot about having those technical skills. There'll be someone that you know, like the auntie that's so good at tailoring, or
Yeah.
there was someone that's so good at making like bags or, you know, repairing your shoes. And having those kind of like really deep skills. But over time, has become more around kind of mindset and creativity. So the fact that you were able to be in that class and then you got the spark, lots of people seeing those videos like on YouTube and seeing other people kind of like even what we've done today, like how we've decided to style things.
Yeah.
How do you think people can experiment without feeling the pressure to get it perfect? Because I think that's what's difficult. You might see something, you're like, crap, that looks, like we said, DIY.
Yeah.
And then you just say, it's not for me.
Yeah, I
It's not for me.
again, it's the starting small thing. It's like, okay, what can I do to just add a little extra flair?
tiny
Like,
bit.
there's a lot of like iron on options, like you mentioned as well, like iron on badges. Like if you've got a stain somewhere that's not coming out, you could look at like getting a little iron on badge. That's a simple fix. I mean, everyone owns an iron, so that's an easy one you
Yeah.
can do. And it's like, oh, I've just upcycled something. So again, starting small and then building your way up. You can get like a really cheap sewing machine. I don't know how much they are now in John Lewis, but I got mine back in the day for like £50.
Oh, okay.
And it was
That's not
like
bad,
just
you
the
know.
simplest like sewing machine, like straight stitch,
Yeah.
zigzag, Bob's your uncle. And it was just like helpful to get like little things done, and you can really like learn easily on YouTube. So I think it's a great place to start. And there's loads of like short courses as well online that you can like book onto. So that's a good way to dip your toe in it. Yeah.
And as I always say, buttons are like, I
Yeah.
feel the easiest thing to change.
Yeah.
Just chop it off.
And
quick,
it can
boom, boom.
elevate.
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like that, if you, I was going to swear. I'm not going to swear. If you mess that up, it's like, come on.
Yeah.
It's literally in, out, done.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
exactly,
So it's
yeah.
like, to your point, it's such a small thing, but it can make a huge impact. Especially like on this blazer, for example, if I was
Yeah,
to
you could
change the
change
button.
them.
Yeah, it would
completely-
elevate it to a different level,
Yeah.
make it look completely different. Yeah.
Exactly. And I think people just need to like not be scared. I know it's easier said than
Yeah.
done, but that's, I guess, our shared thing around fashion. It's so it's meant to be experimental. It's not
Yeah.
meant to be so cookie cutter. Like, you know, sometimes when people buy like a piece because it fits in that outfit. No, you need to buy the piece, not the
Yeah.
outfit,
Yeah.
so you can experiment. And I guess
Yeah.
upcycling is like the same kind of thing, really. Like,
Yeah, and you'll discover like your flair as well. So
Yeah.
like what are the things that draw you into that piece, or like you know, you don't have to follow someone else's kind of blueprint. You'll discover your
Yeah.
own ways of like upcycling and mending, and get
100%.
experimental with it.
Yeah.
And it's like the 10,000 hours conversation, right?
Mm.
You're only going to get better at something the more
Yeah,
you practice or the more that you do
exactly.
it. So just see upcycling as like a muscle, right?
Yeah.
If you want it to get stronger, you just have to accept that you're going to have moments where you're going to be like, that looks terrible. But it's
Yeah.
okay. I've learned from it, you know? Like, to your
Exactly.
point.
I've had a lot of like upcycling fails. Don't
Yeah.
get me twisted.
Yeah,
like
yeah, no. The thought that comes into my head, they're the best pair of shorts I own now, boy. When I first decided to cut these pair of Levi jeans, and obviously back then they were so pricey.
yeah.
I remember being like, I need some shorts. I ain't got no shorts that will fit me at that point. I remember grabbing the scissors. One leg was a little... Because you know when you don't fold it, oh my God. I watched so many videos that I'll fold it, stretch it, so then you know, don't cut it exactly so you can
Yeah.
keep taking it on. It was so bad. So I had to use to roll them. Now, because of years of wearing them, they frayed like where I need them to be.
Yeah.
They're the sexiest pair of shorts
I
I've
love
ever
that.
owned.
See, it all worked out.
And I'm like, it's
Yeah.
all worked out, but it's like that was experimenting. Like at the beginning, it was trash. I'll be very
Yeah.
honest. Oh my God. I would have to fold them like 3 times so that you don't see the line
Yeah,
where it's
yeah,
cut. But now, like,
And
the
you made it
asymmetry-
work, though.
It worked,
Exactly.
yeah, then. But
Sometimes you have to upcycle the upcycle.
you have to
Do you
upcycle,
get-
yeah. Because if you see the folded bit, they look. I was really,
literally.
really going through it. But now it's like, wow, where'd you get these shorts from? One of a kind.
One of a kind.
Actually, it was a mistake. I was just cutting and I didn't stop cutting, and now they're great. So it's it's
See?
kind of like trusting, but also I think what you said, like you can continuously upcycle. Just because you've done it
Yeah.
once doesn't mean that you can stop. Like
Exactly.
I remember when we used to cut, like I was saying to Steph, like in dance, we'd cut our like big baggy tops like in half and take the sleeves off so that they would be like where you could wear like a
Oh,
bralette
yeah,
underneath.
yeah.
Because when you'd realize you're buying it like that for price that was more than the shirt that you have at home, you were like, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah,
And my
yeah.
mum was like, you're paying that much money to have a hole in your thing.
Exactly.
So I was like, let me cut the damn thing myself. But that was really cool. So like, I don't even think it's just about like stitching. Like, are there things that no longer serve you that you can make into jorts or
Yeah.
shorts or change the sleeves on them?
Exactly.
Like, you can cut things. That is also a form of like upcycling and reworking as well. That doesn't actually
Yeah.
involve a lot of work at all.
And these
We
are
all have
all
scissors.
household items, like scissors. Even like I used to bleach my jeans quite a lot. That's a household
you?
item. Grab it from the underneath the toilet, sink, and just did it on my jeans. Do some funky designs, and then it was a new pair of jeans.
You know what? I actually might
always
do
been
that to my
scared to
old
do
ones. I'm
it.
too scared.
Yeah, no, it's fun, guys. Try
But then
it.
again, the whole point of it being bleached is so that it's not uniformed. It should
Yeah.
look like
Exactly,
very like swirling.
yeah.
You know what?
Or you
You've
could do like a
inspired
dip
me.
dye situation when that was like
Oh
a
my
trend
gosh,
Yeah,
back
do you
in the
remember?
day.
Or is it the tie dye when you use the
Those
Yeah.
hairbands to try
Yeah.
and get it.
Yeah. See, simple stuff that
It's-
you have at home. It's like you can make it work, and
And can't you
know.
even do it with like coffee or something? You don't
Yeah,
actually need
yeah.
like dye. You can use like tea bags. and
even like
coffee to do it.
avocado skins.
That's
I've heard
it.
people to try those as well. I haven't tried it myself, but yeah,
and
See,
beetroot,
guys,
natural,
beetroot
natural
or red
dyes.
cabbage.
Yeah,
as
yeah,
well.
I'm
you
sure
can.
that's
Pink.
See,
See,
no
guys?
There we
excuse.
go.
No excuse.
No excuses, no excuses. So I feel like we're seeing a lot more kind of clothing swaps, like repair cafes.
Yeah.
What's the Soko? Soju.
Sojo,
Sojo.
Sojo, yeah.
So
Not
I
me
was like,
saying soju. That's
You got
the-
that? Yeah, no worry. We got you.
Sojo.
Sojo
Sojo
beans, yeah,
everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sojo. And just like online reselling platforms popping up. How do you see these cultural shifts shaping the way that we think about clothes and their afterlife?
Yeah, I
'Cause there
love
clearly
this.
is a shift happening,
Yeah,
which
I
is
love
great.
this topic. I feel like in my head, clothes are supposed to be like treasured
Yeah.
and like taken care of, and like almost like you pass them down generations like an heirloom. Like
Yeah,
this is
literally.
this vintage jacket that my grandma used to wear.
Right.
Like those kind of things. That is like my bag. Like that's what I love. And I feel like we're getting back to that kind of mindset, whereas before, like the older generations were a bit more like that, and hand-me-downs and things like that. I don't know if hand-me-down culture is still a thing these days. Like everyone's just buying new
I
stuff.
don't know,
yeah.
you know.
No,
You
it's
don't
like a
have your
niche
siblings'
market now.
old jacket anymore. People are just going out and buying new stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so I feel like we are kind of like reverting back to that kind of mindset a bit, and it feels like people are treasuring their clothes a bit more and like taking care of them and wanting to like repair them or like restore them back to what they used to look like after wear and tear or whatever. So it feels like a special thing is happening, maybe.
Yeah.
I hope.
It's
No,
a
you're
little
right.
sub question, I guess. Why do you think that shift is happening? Just from your personal
Good
opinion.
question.
I think because the climate crisis is getting quite serious,
Yeah.
and we're seeing like direct effects of like the pollution and the damage that's being done to the environment.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's making it a bit more real, and people are like, oh, hold up, maybe we should actually stop buying fast fashion.
Yeah.
And obviously social media is like pushing that message out a lot more, whereas like 10, 20 years ago, we didn't have social media. So it was like maybe not as in your face.
Yeah.
So I think, there's a lot more awareness. People are talking about fashion like behind the scenes a lot more rather than just the aesthetics.
side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So I think that's definitely making it a bit more in your face, and you can't ignore like the weather is showing us already that
Right.
there's something happening.
Yeah.
So let's get to work and do something about it.
100%.
No, 100.
Yeah.
No, because we definitely notice there is a direct correlation between what we do, what we buy, and how it affects the planet and obviously people. And I think what you said was really important, which is like there is so much that's happening that we don't see until you see it like on social media, or like we've been saying, until things go really wrong, like what happened in 2013. It is like the hidden figures that don't necessarily get spoken about enough, which kind of brings me on to the next topic of like, often when we talk about sustainable fashion, we really do talk about people, but actually planet, sorry, but we never really talk about the people. And when we talk about kind of extending the life of our clothes, we're also talking about the lives of the people that make them as well, right? So how do you see upcycling and conscious fashion connecting back to garment workers, communities, and those human stories in fashion?
Oh, good question.
We try.
That's a juicy one. I think when I was starting my brand Revival, I was also thinking about like the people behind the clothes, because when the Rana Plaza disaster happened, that's when Fashion Revolution started, the company organization, and they were they were all about pushing like the people behind the clothes, and I think that was really important to give them visibility. And a lot of these people are people of color and women. And that obviously was like, oh, rah, this is me, basically.
Yeah.
And I think it just opened my eyes to the fact that these people need to be like looked after as well. So starting my brand, I was very conscious of like working with women of color and, you know, paying people a good living wage and things like that. So being very intentional about the people I work with and making sure that they're actually getting a good income from this work that I'm giving them, basically. And also pushing that messaging out on my like content platform as well. So saying, you know, speaking up about climate change, but also talking about what's going on behind the scenes and like unethical fast fashion. So I think it's that balance between talking about people and planet and showing up for those people.
I love that. And equally, like, you also have choice, and
Yeah.
like how you behave can also really improve that market as well, because what if you didn't care? You actually wouldn't be investing that much in the people that work with you and for you. So I really love that idea that you don't need to be these huge brands to be making conscious, ethical decisions. Like, it can start from as small as possible, but equally that is the first domino that can like really make like real change, like actual change, which is amazing.
That social impact is definitely a huge metric that I try and like track as well as a business. So it's not just about, oh, we're making X amount of revenue or we sold X amount of products. It's like, okay, what's the social impact that's also happening behind the scenes? So I think that's really important.
Which I love.
I love the fact that you measure social impact, because I feel like a lot of business owners don't even think about it. They just put profits over planet and people. And I think especially when it comes back to like personal style, particularly if you're shopping from brands that do upcycle, I would feel better knowing, like, wearing your products, knowing that you thought about their wages, you thought about their conditions, and you're making sure that they can actually live like well.
Yeah.
Because I think we've always said it before, but like fashion often reflects your values as well as a person.
100%.
So it's like, if you're wearing a brand that does that, or even if you're upcycling your own thing, you're telling the world, listen, like, I've switched it up.
Yeah, I've got some creative juices
I've
in
got
me.
some creative juices in my brain.
Facts.
And it's like, I love this piece enough to want to upcycle it. And I think I'm definitely getting there in my journey, but I'm way more intentional than I was like 5 years ago.
Amazing.
But that's where I'd love people to get to as well, where you value your clothes enough where you're like, do you know what? I might go John Lewis and get a little £50 sewing machine, because actually this could change, or could I add like some draping here? Could I add a dot here to make it a bit more structured? Like, I don't know. But that's what I love. And, you know, fashion is such a polluting industry.
Yeah.
How, like, in your perspective, like, how do you think repair, recycle, resell and upcycling actually makes a difference? And what do you think would happen if more people embrace that mindset?
Yeah, so I always mention this statistic. Is that it's by the RAP report, I think, the waste and recycling something. Waste and recycling. I'm gonna mess it up. Anyway, RAP basically. They have this statistic that says that if you put your clothes back into circulation, if you like reuse a garment, it can reduce your waste, water, and carbon footprint by 30% each.
Wow.
So that is something that's always in my head when I'm thinking about like buying stuff or like upcycling things. So it has such an impact, and you can actually like reduce something by 30%. It's like, this
a
is
lot.
a
Numbers,
no-brainer,
yeah.
yeah. Rather than buying something new and then it's probably going to fall apart in a few
2
days
seconds.
because it's made cheaply and it's just not, yeah, it's fast fashion basically. So yeah, I always think about that in terms of the impact you can actually have. And I think that's something that people should obviously like consider as well when they're like upcycling things and considering repairing, because yeah, it has great impact.
Yeah. This is a little
Yeah.
segue question, but I think because so much of our kind of conversations around personal style and I guess expression, has your personal style changed now that you upcycle and rework things more? And if so, do you think it will continue to change?
Yeah, I think it will definitely continue to change. I think we all have like an evolution of style across our like, as we
Lifespans,
get
yeah.
as we get older,
Yeah.
we might be a bit more refined, might use, color in a different way, like, I think my style has definitely gone from like true vintagey kind of vibes to a bit more, I guess I tap into some trends every now and then.
Which isn't a bad thing.
Yeah, it's
No.
not a
No,
bad thing.
at all.
But as long as I deeply resonate with the trend,
Yeah.
I'm gonna tap in rather than
Yeah.
just like every trend I'm like chasing.
Yeah,
Basically,
having to.
yeah, because I think that's a bit less creative and also a bit more wasteful. Because trends come and go, and you're gonna throw that garment away when the trend's done.
Right.
Basically. So I think I do feel myself a bit more trend inspired recently. But always sticking true to like myself and loving color and loving like things that are a bit more like quirky and print and design and a bit more playful.
Yeah, no, I love that because that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking about. I was like, obviously, what you source will depict what you wear, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah,
depending
yeah.
on that, what you create could also change the way you like
Yeah.
style things. So yeah, it was just around how can you identify what your personal style is or what your creative style is, because there's people that can make things and they're really creative, but they might not wear it themselves, but that's their way of kind of expression. So I definitely wanted to figure that out because yeah, the biggest thing that we've all been saying is one way to reduce your waste is being really clear around what your style is, what works for
Yeah.
you, what works for your body. This is a question for us all, but like, what was one thing that you did to find your personal style?
Oh, good question.
I'm gonna let you go first.
Yeah.
Just because I need some extra thinking time.
I think when I was discovering my personal style, I was in like sixth form college, and that was the first time we got to wear clothes, like our own clothes
Yeah,
every
not
day outside of
uniform.
uniform.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
think that was like a key moment to discover what my look would be. And I think I just resonated with a lot of like loud stuff. Just bright colors, print, anything that was like, ooh, bright and like stood out. But I think I always have like a 90s influence, I think, across like the years. I've always seen there's a trend of like
Yeah.
Y2K 90s obsession across the
Yeah.
years. Bit of like an old school flair and like a tiny bit of tomboy-ish in there.
Yeah.
So I think that's been like a common thread throughout the years. But yeah, when I was discovering, I was just like, I like colors. Give me colors. Just give me joyful colors. Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Meg, I'll let you go next.
Me, I think it was around my mood, like being really like driven by emotions, and how for me being someone that's neurodiverse, like I've got BPD and I'm autistic, so my moods will change so much. And actually, I needed my clothes to speak for me sometimes when I just want, leave me alone. Like sort of my social battery drains so quickly, and I hate
Yeah.
small talk. So let us talk about something I care about, my special interest, which is clothes. So I would experiment so much with my clothes and those different personas. So everyone at school will remind me when I went through my punk phase. Guys, I was
Hey.
wearing black lipstick to school.
I feel like we all did, you know.
Oh my
Did
God.
we not all have like a little punky
little
kind of
punky
era?
creepers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
oi,
Guys, I was
creepers.
doing what?
For
Them
the thick
chunky,
salt.
chunky. Oh God, I went through them
Yeah.
phases like.
I had one of those.
Like I want to
Very
kill
brief.
my dad. Like
Love
I
it.
went through it, but it was so cool because it was like being able to tap into like, you know what? There's something about their trends that makes so much sense. Like, let me rock that
Like a
leather.
rebel
Like,
kind
let
of
me look- like, I
vibe.
like a little bit of them tight bits. Like it's kind of nice. Like a buckle here and there and a belt. Like maybe you can wear the belt on your arm instead or your neck. Like there was just difference in the way you needed to style things. So that's kind of what works for me. And also like seeing so much influences through music, like and being a dancer, like hands down, you can come and shoot me, but dancers have the best swag. Even when they don't, people be rocking up to class. I'm thinking, you're coming to dance in this. What? Have to step it up a little bit. But they're so experimental. And I was like, yeah, I just want to, quite similar to you, my things were selfish intentions. Didn't want people to look like me. So I'm going to dress so weird so that you don't even want it. But equally, I wanted that to be what people spoke about rather than like how I looked. It's actually what you wearing rather than how it fits. So for me, it was definitely around like mental health, being a bit different and actually wanting to embrace those differences. Which I love. Yeah, this is different today, but I kind of like it because
you better work.
I'm like, yes, because I know the first thing someone's going to talk to me about is what I'm wearing. And actually, you're kind of cool. Yes, sir.
Yes, I am.
What about you, Steph? Especially as a designer too, because like I was saying, I think you've got a creative identity and then you've got your personal identity as well.
Good. I feel like I've always been experimental as a kid because I was saying to Meg in a previous episode, my primary school was very unconventional. Like we had no uniform. We called our teachers by their first name.
No
way. It was like completely different.
Ours are the opposite.
So
where was this?
in Forest Hill.
In London, you know.
Yeah, Southeast. So
not you calling like the teacher Sam.
No, literally, it was like
serious?
Leanne. Like,
stop it.
We didn't even know their last names. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like I've always had the opportunity to like experiment with my style from a very early age. But I'd say maybe not until I did my fashion business masters when I learnt about things. I was like, okay, Steph, what are you actually doing? Like, stop buying up things and figure out like what do you actually like? What do you think reflects you as a person? And I feel like I guess your 20s are like very confusing time and trying to figure out who you are and all this stuff. So it's like I always knew there's always been, I guess, a level of consistency in my personality in terms of like I've always been a chatterbox, always been pretty confident. So I was thinking like actually going back to the building blocks of who I am, how can my clothes represent that? And I realised, okay, I like structure, I like weird shapes, I like colour. But I like to feel like elegant and classy and very well put together as well. So I feel like over time, just learning more about myself and like where I'm trying to go and who I'm trying to be. And I guess what I want my brand to represent as well. It's like, that's helped me kind of define my personal style.
Yeah, girl, you better work. I
That
love
was
that.
such good
Yeah.
gems.
I see that in you.
Yeah, no, I love it.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Guys,
But
I'm sorry to be the big bad wolf. We've come to the end.
Guys, no. Can we keep going?
I know.
I don't want to go.
We've literally, this was perfect.
It's
Like,
so
honestly, it was amazing.
It was amazing.
But we do need to wrap up, sadly.
Oh.
But before we go, one final question, and we always ask all of our guests just a quick answer. If someone listening out there wants to make more mindful fashion choices today, what's one small but powerful step they can take?
Oh, I like this, but I want to say like 5 things.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, I'll do one. I think shopping less brand new and shopping secondhand is the first little mini step.
Love it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
You heard it here first. Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in today, and thank you so much to Rosette, who's been just incredible. We will leave all the links of how to find her, what she's up to, and how to stay in touch, and also how to buy those amazing pieces that she makes herself. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this, share it with a friend or someone that you know so we can reach new audiences.
And always remember that the best fashion statement you can make is by staying true to yourself. So, until next time, bye!